Hello, welcome to the first of 12 classes of the course Philosophy and Policy of Anti-Imprisonment. We are very hopeful of presenting the innovative perspective of anti-imprisonment with the potential to unite resources towards accessible work and the perhaps distant goal of extinguishing the phenomenon of crime and imprisonment within humankind. This course is organized by alternative perspectives and global concerns. We call it APGC, an academic global think tank network that organizes events, takes several initiatives, and publishes books on global urgencies. My name is Ulisses Schlosser. I am a psychologist and an executive member of the APGC board. Anti-imprisonment is a new philosophical and political perspective to face the problem of prisons and crime in humankind. This proposal is structured based on global indicators, personal experience, successful public policies, ethical and phenomenological foundations, and the perspective of integrating the research from inside prisons and applying this knowledge to community care. Generally speaking, this means using and creating resources to follow the political determination to minimize the probability of a person being arrested as much as possible. This course presents these and other issues over 12 classes, which still represent a summary overview. Ideally, I would publish the book titled Philosophy and Policy of Anti-Imprisonment, and I plan to do that soon. And indeed, for you to get a sense of all the most critical and fundamental points about anti-imprisonment, these topics are represented in different themes of the 12 classes, and this structure will be presented here in this video. We expect to answer many of your questions along the classes ahead. Besides that, during the course, we intend to announce a live online meeting to answer questions asked directly. We may disclose it soon. So, let's now start the presentation of today's class. Today's class is dedicated to present the notion of anti-imprisonment. And we intend to do it mainly presenting also the structure of the course. So the first topic is to present a little bit of notions about the course. The second topic, the course structure itself. And then we may present the history of anti-imprisonment. The main purposes of the course are presenting the anti-imprisonment idea as a whole. We also intend to connect interested people and activists. And of course, this course may represent a first step towards this ideal. We understand that this ideal is distant. For us to imagine a world without crime and prisons, we don't know how much time it will take. Maybe a lot of decades or even centuries. But to start to build this work to make possible the goal of crime-free and prison-free world, we don't need to wait. We can start this work right now. So let us introduce the notion of anti-imprisonment. What does this idea mean? Anti-imprisonment means coming to see prisons as something unacceptable in humankind and taking coherent action to achieve that goal. So, a question may rise: how to deal with the prison phenomenon consistently? If prisons work properly, this might help to reduce the number of people in prison a little bit, hoping that the penal treatment will help some people not to relapse into crime. But this is far from solving the problem completely. It is also unreasonable to simply say that I am against prisons and argue that prisoners should be released. This kind of thinking breeds insecurity and would certainly lead to social chaos. If I want to consistently think about being against prison, I also need to address the root problem that leads to prison. Crime is the phenomenon that leads to imprisonment, and it is likewise unacceptable. So, how to deal with crime consistently? At this point, we see that maybe people and governments are getting used to the nature of crime and, in a way, accepting to live with this phenomenon. The notion of anti-imprisonment helps us to coherently treat crime as something unacceptable, and thinking in this way, it is possible to design policy to try to extinguish crime. Coherent action means knowing and researching the prison phenomenon to apply this knowledge to take care of people and communities and avoiding the occurrence of moral failures and crime as much as possible. Let's see now which categories of perspectives we are considering. We are trying to create a new perspective on the way of seeing the prison phenomenon today and in the future. This is the connection with the work we do at APGC. That means alternative perspectives and global concerns. We don't want to talk about impossible things. No, we don't want to treat the anti-imprisonment as something utopian. We also are attentive to naive proposals. We know that it is impossible to deactivate a prison, but it's very difficult. The issue of prisons is a highly complex issue, but we have found facts that bring a lot of hope, and we are looking for concrete paths. The structure of this course can provide a better view of the prison problem and the anti-imprisonment proposal. In this video, we are having the introductory class. In the second class, we will delve deeper into the notion of anti-imprisonment. We will present the philosophical structure and the political structure of the anti-imprisonment proposal. Class number 3, evidence of the anti-imprisonment perspective in the world. We will present facts and tendencies that we found in different countries. Class number 4, questions and reflections on the problem of prison. In this class, we will discuss basic reflections and basic problems about the problem of prison. Class number 5, reverse methodology to apply knowledge of the phenomena from prisoners and prison world in community assistance program in the open society. In this class, we will present the basic methodology to try to deal with crime consistently, as we said before. Class number 6, community assistance and breaking the cycle of failures in the construction of ethical education. In this class, we will present social technologies that can be used to deal with the problem of crime also consistently. Class number 7, epistemology in human rights to anti-imprisonment research and practice. In this class, we will present the basis to develop research and also to deal with relationships with people in trying to apply the anti-imprisonment policy. Class number 8, why is anti-imprisonment important? What level of priority should the extinction of crime in prisons receive in humankind? In this class, we will discuss the problem of ideology. We will try to discuss how our world is dealing with this problem. Class number 9, implementation of an anti-imprisonment policy and difficulties to be faced. In this class, obviously, we will try to face concrete problems, concrete difficulties to deal with this new proposal. Class number 10, originary anti-prison culture from the indigenous Guarani people. In this class, I will present very interesting observations that I could make living together with the Guarani people. There, I found foundations to develop an anti-prison culture. Class number 11, critiques on current philosophies and policies on the problem of prison. In this class, we will present other philosophies that try to solve and deal with the problem of prison. And we will try to develop comparisons. We will compare the anti-imprisonment proposal and other proposals. Class number 12, global project for an anti-prison policy. In this class, we will discuss the possibility of developing dialogue with different countries where there are good results in decreasing the prison population, and also how to present this project for the world. I will now present the most important steps in the recent history of the development of the anti-imprisonment philosophy. First topic, my personal experience with human rights and the prison system in Brazil. I have interviewed thousands of people in prison, and that gave me a fundamental understanding of the problem. Second topic, in 2016, Um, we developed a proposal for an event on the problem of prisons at APGC. Together with our friends, we thought how important this could be, especially in Brazil, where the prison population is growing in a very high level. Third topic, in the same year, in 2016, in the city where I live, in Foz do Iguaçu, Brazil, I presented this topic of anti-imprisonment in the inaugural class of the specialization course in human rights in Latin America. It was held in the Federal University of Latin America Integration. We call it UNILA. The fourth topic, the International Seminar on Anti-Imprisonment. We organized this seminar together with the Federal University of Latin America Integration, the UNILA. So, our friends from APGC, we could bring together other experts, and so we could present this idea officially for the first time for a group of experts. The topic number 5, a working group on anti-imprisonment. In the seminar, I told you before that we developed in Foz do Iguaçu. There, the president of the National Association for Human Rights Research and Postgraduate Studies, we call it ANDEP here in Brazil, the president invited us to present the anti-imprisonment proposal in a working group in this national association. So this working group could be established for receiving new research. So in this way, we are trying to bring together different universities to develop research in this field. Topic number 6. We had the opportunity to develop a course in the Court of Justice of the state of Paraná here in Brazil. The course title was New Lenses for Criminal Practices. We presented the perspective vision from anti-imprisonment. This course was very interesting because we could present the idea for judges, for people who work with law in courts, and it was held in 2018. The topic number 7, we could present in the first international meeting of poetry and arts in prisons. We presented the philosophy and policy of anti-imprisonment to a group of researchers and scholars who work inside prisons. In general, they work with poetry and arts. So it was a very interesting experience because we could talk with people, with other people who have this direct experience working together with people inside prisons. Those were our subjects for the first class. I hope you continue with interest for the next classes. Thank you.